All right, today we're diving into something that could seriously shake up the world of software development. It's a project called TurboFlow Claude, and it's built around this idea of an agentic development environment. I know, sounds like a mouthful, but what does it actually mean? Well, let's unpack it.
So just imagine for a second, what if building software was less about you, hunched over a keyboard, writing every single line of code, and more like you're conducting a whole orchestra of AI experts. You set the vision, you direct the music, and they make it happen. That's really the heart of what we're talking about today.
Okay, but why is this even a thing? Why do we need this kind of shift? Well, if you've ever been near modern software development, you know it's gotten incredibly complex. It's not just about one programming language anymore. You're juggling cloud platforms, security protocols, databases, front-end frameworks. The list just keeps growing. It's this massive, overwhelming mountain of stuff to deal with.
Think of it this way. A single developer today is basically being asked to build an entire skyscraper by themselves. They have to be the architect, drawing the plans, the engineer, making sure it's stable, the security guard at the front door, and the interior designer picking out the curtains. It's just a ridiculous amount to put on one person. It's not really sustainable, is it?
And that's exactly where a project like TurboFlow Claude steps onto the scene. Its solution isn't to make the skyscraper smaller or simpler. Nope. The idea is to give that lone builder a huge, super smart construction crew to get the job done.
Now, the official term for this is an agentic development environment. I know, it's a bit of a mouthful. But forget the jargon for a sec. Just think of it like an AI command center. It's a digital workspace where your job isn't to be down in the trenches writing code, but to be the general, directing your team of AI agents who are doing the building for you.
And this really gets to the core of the shift. You know, the old way? That's you, manually hammering out every single line of code, testing it, fixing it. The new way, this agentic way, is all about strategy. You define the big picture, you set the goals, and then the AI agents dive in and handle all the nitty-gritty implementation. It's a total flip in where you focus your energy.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But how does it actually work? Well, it all starts with your team. And when I say team, I mean a very, very large team.
Get this, the system gives you access to over 600 specialized AI agents. Yeah, you heard me right, 610 plus. That's not a typo. That's like having an entire company of AI specialists all on call, ready for your instructions.
And we're not talking about 600 generic chatbots that kind of do everything poorly. No, these are specialists. You've got an AI agent whose whole job is front-end design. Another one is a dedicated code reviewer, just looking for bugs. You've got security analysts, Git operators, you name it. You literally pick the right specialist for the task at hand.
But wait a minute. A team of over 600 specialists sounds like pure chaos, right? They can't just start coding randomly. And they don't. That's why the whole system is built around what's called spec-driven development. Before a single line of code gets written, the developer's job is to create a really detailed blueprint, the spec. So you'd literally type a command like this. You use a tool called SpecKit, which is pretty cool. It helps turn your plain English instructions into a structured plan. You write out the project's core principles, its features, everything. And that document, it becomes the one single source of truth, the master blueprint that the entire AI team follows. But here's where it gets even more powerful. What if you need more than one kind of AI brain? We all know different AI models are good at different things. So what if you could pick and choose the absolute best model for every single task?
Well, this system does exactly that. It has this thing, don't worry about the name, a POW MCP server that basically acts like a project manager for all the AIs. It can hand out jobs to a whole bunch of different models. You know, Google's Gemini, OpenAI's GPT models, Grok, you name it. You can even make them work together and debate the best way to solve a problem. It's pretty wild. So with all this incredible automation, you might be asking, well, what's left for the human to do? And this is the key. Your role gets elevated. You stop being the bricklayer, manually putting every piece in place. You become the architect. Your job is all about the vision, the big picture, and making sure your AI crew executes that vision perfectly. So the actual day-to-day workflow is pretty logical. First, you specify what you want to build. That's your vision. Then, you get an AI to help you map out a high-level plan. From there, you break that plan down into smaller tasks for your specialist agents. And then, the fun part, you unleash the AI swarm and let them build it. And this brings us right back to where we started, with that orchestra analogy. The developer isn't trying to play the violin, the cello, and the drums all at the same time anymore.
Now, they're the conductor, tapping the baton, making sure every single AI agent plays its part beautifully to create the final masterpiece.
So the big takeaway here really isn't just about one tool. Projects like TurboFlow Claude are more than just a cool way to be more productive. They're a real glimpse into a new way of creating things. A future where building stuff is less about the grunt work and way more about having a clear vision, a solid strategy, and being really good at delegating to your AI team.
What this really means is the very identity of a software developer is changing right before our eyes. We're shifting from the idea of a crafter, someone totally focused on perfecting every little line of code, to the architect, someone who thinks in terms of huge systems and is an expert at orchestrating AI agents to bring a grand vision to life.
And that leaves us with a pretty mind-bending question, doesn't it? As these kinds of tools get even more powerful, what's going to be the most valuable skill to have? Will it be the ability to write code yourself? Or will it be the ability to command an entire army of AI coders? Something to think about.